Radio Democracy, they look inside the suspension of one senior judge, Wayne Justice Halloway, and within this meaning for the justice sector. Inside the program, for welcome Moses Lamin Kamara, we na communications person na the judiciary of Salone. Moses, good morning and welcome to Radio Democracy.
Yeah, good morning and good morning, listeners and viewers.
As you hear, one of Red Line Story, there inside the program, we look inside the suspension of one senior judge, Wayne Justice Halloway, and for Kaipu for discuss more about things that will happen, make we get Moses Lamin Kamara inside the program this morning from the judiciary of Salone. But members of the judiciary of Salone are then they in charge for give justice to Salone people without fear and favor. But before we go to Moses, we want first let it take we through. We see some time back, Justice Halloway may write a letter to the judiciary of Sierra Leone wherein he highlights plenty issues them, but for the benefit of listeners them, witness some of the things that we made inside that letter, the Moses.
Well, actually, from the social media angle, we see a majority of we the work within the judiciary see a letter we Justice Halloway writes and address to the Honorable Chief Justice. So whether that letter was rightfully conveyed to the Honorable Chief Justice or not, we cannot comment on it because me see on our social media and it was commented on social media. But it raised some concerns then we say allegedly that he has been deprived of a certain rights then, you understand, like aspect of fuel, ABC and D things then we in feel say that it concern to write that letter. So the letter be there on social media, that I will say we see on social media, and of which it raised in concerns them, and few journalists then be taken up without actually, I will tell you, no journalist no reach the communication department of the judiciary because the Chief Justice now we boss for say, in other words, did you see this letter, waiting at the authenticity of this letter, or do you think the Honorable Chief Justice received the letter? No media houses. So when that letter was posted, it is like when somebody has one or two, three journalists them take them up without observing the professional pathway. You understand? Like I said, no member of the communication department, three of us, nobody know the way contact with us. We see this letter and it comes come up from a judge and addressed to the Honorable Chief Justice. Waiting at this letter is the Chief Justice. In fact, the Chief Justice was not even in the country. You understand? When this letter be they make rounds on social media, he was not in the country. So basically, there was a letter on social media. I see the letter on social media. I read the letter on social media. And immediately when that letter was posted on social media, a set of journalists then take them up without observing the ethical consideration or principle of journalism. We see if you don't get the side of the source, you for make some frantic effort or reasonable effort for get the side of the alleged source. Nobody no reach we, because if anybody be reach we would have communicated to the Chief Justice that we've seen this thing and these ABC and D journalists they asked for let we comment on this. And the CJ is somebody who gets an open door policy. In the talk to we, in the address issues them with we, in the explain things them which in think. So we not get barrier for talk to and with the talk on the phone, we can call them at any time and in ready for respond to we. So nobody waiting will be see is like certain set of journalists then started writing based on the letter we then see, which for me it was very, very unfair on the side of the Honorable Chief Justice.
Okay, now Moses, it's Alex say you blame the media on that, but again the letter mean signed from the judge. Now forget things clear. Is it that the Chief Justice not the social media, or a nominee received the letter from his secretary or the administration of the judiciary?
Well, you not go say the Chief Justice not there in social media, you understand, and we not go say maybe he not see the letter or not, you understand. But waiting we the say is that the Chief Justice, we are the mouthpiece for the judiciary. You understand? And if we feel, say, the Chief Justice, they write a letter to the Chief Justice, we now the head of the judiciary. You understand? So if they send a letter to the Chief Justice, you understand, we don't know. But the Chief Justice was not in town. And when they say not all sets of media houses, you understand, we are saying certain journalists then. And even up till now, when you read the article of those journalists, you understand, you discover, say, they not ever get a balanced story. And that is ethically wrong in the first place. That is ethically wrong.
So Moses, in public relations, when you institution a name counter disrepute, you also get a responsibility as PR person. What you wanna do as PR department of the Judiciary of Salone for respond to the letter where the Chief Justice, where the Justice Halloway be right, and where the journalists are right.
One will be take as say it's an internal issue.
But it's out.
No, I'm coming. If you write a letter to the Honorable Chief Justice and you copy responsible people, how comes the letter go into social media?
So meaning is
who
it
wants to seek?
Is it an Justice
Halloway? I'm coming.
No,
I'm coming.
Right.
Who wants to seek public sympathy? It was a letter that was meant for certain people. Like I said, Missy and social media. But it was not a letter that was meant for the social media.
But what would I say on social media? What you wanna do as PR department of the Judiciary of Salone?
That's what we are doing now.
No, you are doing it now after the suspension. I mean, when the justice being raised concerns them, say then withhold the statutory benefits, they remove them from judicial panels, exclude them from appeal and Supreme Court hearings. Their removal also, according to them, they against the law of Salone. These are grave allegations. What you wanna do as an institution that one of una member don't write then kind letter here and you don't go public? What you wanna do?
Okay, let me just tell you what are the provisions or waiting at the procedure in the first place. If, like when Justice Halloway raised the concerns, you understand, we have a Judicial and Legal Service Commission. You understand, it is created for by the Constitution, section 140, subsection 1. You understand, it tells you the Judicial and Legal Service Commission gets one key mandate for advise the Honorable Chief Justice, you understand, on in administrative functions. Now, let us look at this thing. Was this letter addressed to the Judicial and Legal Service Commission? It was not addressed to the chairman of the Judicial and Legal Service Commission. We get a constitutional provision for advice the Honorable Chief Justice. But it was a letter that was addressed to the Honorable Chief Justice. Now, the procedure addressed to the Judicial and Legal Service Commission. When the Judicial and Legal Service Commission get them, they get the legal grounds by virtue of section 140, subsection 1, for advice the Honorable Chief Justice. But if you say, I have issue with you, you understand, then I use the wrong channel. What will happen? If not me, I will try for identify waiting at the rightful channel. You understand? We see the Judicial and Legal Service Commission advise the president, and before the advice of the president, either the Honorable Chief Justice or somebody else must have rightfully taken the action to the appropriate panel. And that body regulates the affairs of the judiciary. You understand? So if the body has taken a decision by advising the president and a letter has come out, we get the legitimate ground now for ensure say we explain to the public. We never jump into like how some sets of journalists then do.
Moses, you don't blame the journalists them for publish within Honorable Justice Halloway. You know, blaming one media is like blaming the media fraternity. It's not some. The media is the media. The public out there, they say journalists them. You don't blame journalists them not for where them publish within Justice Halloway do. And I ask you what you wanna do as PR department, you know, answer. But let's move on. Now, the issues them where Justice Halloway being raised. Now, issue of withholding, thing them waiting for benefit from as judge, and then pull them from judicial panels, exclude them from appellate and Supreme Court hearings, and then removal there according to them violates section 138(3) of the 1991 Constitution and the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. As the judiciary of Salon, what you wanna make up of them allegations here where Justice Halloway make against the judiciary?
We need to comment on the allegations. We need to comment on the allegations today, because now a tribunal has been set up and those that will be presiding has been appointed. We cannot comment on it. You understand? Because whatever it is, that is his case, and the decision taken by the Judicial and Legal Service Commission, all of them has to be presented to the tribunal for let them look and come out with a decision. But you ask, say, what did we do? We said we have a procedure. You understand? If a party not observe the procedure, when you watch at the Constitution 140 subsection 1, you understand, it tells you the role of the Judicial and Legal Service Commission. One, it says there shall be established Judicial and Legal Service Commission which shall advise the Chief Justice in the performance of his administrative functions. The body way for advice is the Judicial and Legal Service Commission. There is no provision in law which tells you an other body should advise. And this is an administrative issue.
Would that advice for letting suspend Justice Halloway?
It is the Judicial and Legal Service Commission.
Okay, continue for the way to inside the program, Moses. We'll come back to you. Inside the studios, we want to welcome we other studio guests. We in a Claude Bami Davis, a come out from Law Society, as we deal with a look inside the suspension of Justice Halloway. Good morning, Mr. Bami. Welcome to Radio Democracy.
Good morning, Radio Democracy. Good morning, listeners and viewers.
All right, we see una pull out a press statement wherein una title the reversal suspension of Justice Halloway. For the benefit of listeners, waiting at the content of this particular press statement una pull out.
Okay, thank you very much. The general public go be reminded, say, when we were formally established on the 1st of November 2024, we make a commitment that we go be a body, we go uphold and protect the rule of law, good governance, and democracy. And over time, we don't live to we commitment, and this one is no exception, especially when it comes to fall within we own very institution. All right, so having regard to all the events that will happen, we demand fit say we for speak out, and we press release dated the 17th, which was yesterday done, state say we note from the directive of the letter from the presidency, say Justice Alan Halloway don't be suspended. And in that letter, we not see any reason. But by constitutional provisions, it tells you, say, a judge may be removed from an office on issue of incapacity or inability or statement of misconduct, right? Now, in that letter of suspension, we not see any reason, okay? So now make we pull the press release, say, at the least, because we see the various letters, the two letters from the said judge, and we are not coming into this issue because of Justice Alan Halloway. No, We are not. We're making it clear. We're coming into this issue on a matter of principles and what we think say the Constitution of Sierra Leone provide, which ought to be followed. We see the letter from Justice Halloway, the 11th of August, and that of the 11th of September 2025. 2 letters. After we see the letter of 11th August, we write a letter to, just so we get an essential balance of the issue, right? We see the letter on social media. Yes, we all the social media. Then we take and say, okay, let we write to the Chief Justice and ask the Chief Justice, this is the Lawyer Society, say we don't see the allegations there on the principles of natural justice, and for make we safe, not take any side in addressing the concerns. We addressed a letter on the 22nd of August to the Chief Justice, asking him for his response. Right? That is decent to do. We understand from delivery of the letter, said the Chief Justice was away. But with the advent of technology, we believe, we're of the opinion, say, a reply or a hold-up letter or acknowledgement would have been good for us, waiting for the return of the Chief Justice to the jurisdiction. Okay, we did not have that. And we went further. On the 5th of September, we sent a follow-up letter to the Chief Justice again. Say, we refer to a letter of 22nd August, and we ask make you respond to the letter and the allegations where Justice Halloway puts by letter, because it get to do with the administration of justice, somebody in human rights, which are all part of the mandates of Lawyer Society. Okay, the 5th of September letter again was not responded to. In fact, in that letter of 5th September, we even gave the alternative, say, if you know a right, you don't feel compelled for right, you are an high office. Do ya accommodate we in your office? Let us have a meeting. We were not patronized with any response.
This particular last part where you say, is it a direct to the CJ on a right hand?
All two the letters are addressed to the Chief Justice.
Now we are say whether maybe a receiver or not.
Yes, we have evidence of the way book. We almost say not to the Chief Justice in safe they can't take letter. The protocols are there. The Chief Justice gets in secretary, there are other officers where they serve the Chief Justice. So not only like we ought to have given it or handed over it to the Chief Justice himself.
Okay.
We give them to the relevant officers, and we have evidence where it was signed in receipt. The Chief Justice in chambers, we all know him. Would they go there, will say this letter is for Chief Justice, and it was addressed to the Chief Justice.
Okay.
Right. I'm coming. 1 minute. Let me just conclude, please, sir. So all two their letters, and they were not countenanced. We demand said they were not countenanced. Then we end up foreseeing now on the 15th, 10 days after our follow-up letter, that the judge in question has been suspended. So in our press release, we stated 3 issues. We say, firstly, at the least, the Justice Halloway has been the victim from a letter. If we have been dignified with a response, we've not able to forget a balance of the story for saying, no, well, Justice Halloway, I think your own story not correct, or now waiting happen within the judiciary not correct. We were not given that. So we say, this man when have been the victim, now don't turn the offender. You know, here the man in complaint, because I am pretty sure, I don't want to venture into that, I am pretty sure that when you see that letter, they go into social media, now because internal processes have been exhausted. And then he look and say, well, nobody has come to my aid, nobody has said anything, let me post. If that is the allegation that he posted, right? So we say, you for don't listen to the man in complaint. The Judicial and Legal Service Commission gets that mandate today. We have the Judicial Ethics Committee, the Code of Conduct for Judicial Officers of 2005, tells you how the grievance process is here for be handled. This man only complain, nobody know hearing complain. We say secondly, the provision pursuant to which the suspension was made, that is section 137 subsection 6, that is referred to in the letter or quoted in the letter, we say was not complied with. The relevant procedure was not complied with. A judge can be suspended, then they will make it's clear. The provision, the Constitution makes provision for that. But it is after, we say it is after a tribunal has been set where they investigate, and upon the recommendation of that tribunal or the Judicial and Legal Service Commission that that judge is a subject for removal from office, then you may suspend pending that investigation.
Claude, will they come to you back? In name na Claude Bami, from Law Society Saloon. Will they come back to you for look at the processes for suspend the judge?
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue. We do a follow-up question that we come over to Moses. Bami, you mentioned about a letter wherein, then on social media, and Moses mentioned the same. Normally, everybody concerned about that say why the landed judge take a letter and put on social media where maybe you go know the implication of that. Is it the right process where if we don't use on this particular issue?
Clearly, I think say it will be fair that that question be answered by the judge in question now. But I am of the view, this is my personal view, yeah. Say the judge, na senior judge, he's been in the judiciary for the longest of time, and he know the procedure. And from content of in letter, you see say he states say he engaged the master and registrar who was told, not for proceed with the certain entitlement, emolument. Say he engaged the relevant officers who informed him that this not been the instruction from the Chief Justice. Now, as I said, this is my own personal view about it, that the internal processes must have been exhausted. The letter is addressed to the Chief Justice.
But even if it all exhausted, you think say the right way for let's say on social media?
Well, again, you see, this is the issue. If me don't channel me complaints to the relevant authorities and I see nothing coming out of it, I am not saying this is what happened. I am only saying I would believe that the internal processes where he use not take action, therefore it come to the public for masses. World good one. If me don't use me office, I don't channel me complaints, I don't see nothing they come out of it. And this is not a thing will happen on a one-off. It has been happening. And it say don't they complain. They don't they channel them. The officers they were related say this is an instruction. And nobody has come to his aid. For what it may be worth, he decide for Senam. Okay, now look at this. When he send them na the public, as I say, I don't know if na in send them, but when the letter go na the public domain, it capture minds. Where maybe if it not been canned this way, all of us would not be here talking about it. So these are the issues, because they fail for address them by what he say and by what we see. It come na the public domain and say, let me hear from the public. Sometimes when I put them out, so when it go to the public, so it go reach the yes way for reach and then go address me concern. Okay. I am not saying whether it is right or wrong, but for the reason, say this man was is the complainant. He is a victim of allegations. They say his complaint ought to have been considered before they suspend. Now the person when are the victim, he's been turned the offender. Okay. And we look say it is not proper.
Continue for stay with me inside the program. Claude Bami Davis from Lawyers Society. The program Good Morning Saloon. They continue. We still get Moses, the public relations person from the judiciary of Saloon. Moses, before we can look at the processes for suspend a judge where Bami be don't begin church on say it was not right. The issues them or the concerns them or the allegations them with Justice Halloway makes say the court system or the justice system or the judiciary be exclude them of sittings and also deprive them forget the thing them we forgets not true or not false allegation.
For the fact that waiting Bamidi talk is very, very unfair to the Honorable Chief Justice, you understand. See, in his own personal view, ensure see the internal processes then be observed. Justice Halloway in a letter in reference that and go to the accountant forget waiting in alleged say DM, the accountant say talk to the Chief Justice. Okay, you go to the master, talk to the Chief Justice. So all of the people them we meet now, people them we get responsibilities them for perform. You understand? And they perform them under the instruction on the Chief Justice. Let me just come. So there was no approach other than this letter we use for reach the Chief Justice. And we get the I'm coming please. And we get the opportunity which every judicial staff gets to even clean up for approach the Chief Justice and discuss issues there.
Now Moses, no clear something. Earlier you say Chief Justice not been there in country. So if the Justice Halloway go for fiel or go for services, they refer to the Chief Justice. What in that they mean?
If they refer to the Chief Justice,
where Chief Justice not in the country,
then you have the acting Chief Justice.
So is that the process at the judiciary?
No, you have the acting Chief Justice, but let me come. Yeah. This is not the first time I'm coming.
Is that the process where you want something at the judiciary and at the Chief Justice for meet?
The Chief Justice is the administrative head.
But why you get other body them way for function? If the finance office na Chief Justice get for approve fiel, why they are existing?
So if they say meet your boss, what is wrong for let you meet your boss? Then you do a letter which will have been. Let me tell you one thing. The letter is that internal communication. You write and copy several people name. But let me make this thing clear. Maybe if we make this thing clear, you will understand. This is not the first time Justice Halloway has been suspended by President them. I'm coming. Let me get this background. In 2010, he was also with the same provision, section 1376. President Ernest Bai Koroma use and
we can look at that process, Moses. What would they ask is about the process and procedures within the judiciary of Salon. What in been warrants for making them they refer Justice Halloway to the Chief Justice, anything we need?
The Chief Justice is the head. If there is an issue, you understand, then they say, okay, talk to your boss. What is wrong? For let you talk to your boss. If me want something, where I can send you me, and they approach me, boss. And I don't approach the Chief Justice on several issues then. Where you go say, okay, no, I'll be saying let them wait because I want to look at this thing, A, B, C, and D. But you not approach the Chief Justice. Let us understand that, when somebody is irrespective of whatever, you are bound for follow due process. The communication, it was a wrongful communication. Bami himself knows that. Like they have the Law Society. If you want to talk to Mara, to Augustine Mara, you not go come and feel say you go write a letter, you send it to everybody. No, you talk to them within the process.
In this situation, Moses, it sounds like the Chief Justice and Justice Halloway get small beefing and lead to where them they refer now. If you want feel safe for go ask the Chief Justice. Any issue me they come up.
We
they get any placard before.
They not get. I not feel say they get any issue.
But why a senior judge? Wait, one feel pass go ask.
No, I not feel say the CJ and the CJ they allocate fail to judges them.
97 they allocate fail.
Yes, allocate fail to judges them because in the sign and approve and sign You understand? So that is one. But like I said, I don't want to dive into that issue much. But let us look at this situation. You understand? Wherein you for communicate to your boss, you know what, you take a letter, write a letter, and all of a sudden copy them people there too, then we see the letter on social media. Is that the right way? Just like you said, is that the right way, Bami, for let anybody and somebody of that status for communicate to a boss a letter in social media?
So this you just don't confirm say what in Justice Halloway is not true?
I'm not saying that true. I'm not saying that true. I said the procedure in getting fuel and other facilities has to be approved by the Honorable Chief Justice. It is the procedure. Even my own fuel is approved by the Honorable Chief Justice.
When they be referred to, be approved the fuel and the other services with you
it made the Chief Justice, other than the Chief Justice, see a letter. That is thing we should understand. And not meet the Chief Justice, they not get any conversation on this, and not meet any senior judge.
And when
let us assume,
when say it was, when mean say allegations don't come tonight now, so not be
let us assume these are still allegations. Yeah? Okay, assume it's saying me happening to. What I'll do, I'll approach the Chief Justice. And let me say the Chief Justice not create the avenue of which it was not in town. Not create the avenue for let I reach him. Waiting they happen, I go meet other senior judges them. This thing happened, but I don't try for read the Chief Justice and Honorable Richard, but I want to let una step in. It could be a personal letter in the form of a memo to the CJ. You understand? But it was not done like that. For me, looking at this type of letter, I write you now, they don't tell me this, I not ask you, I not get your side. That is one big point in miss.
Okay.
You understand? You don't get the side of the CJ, of which the first procedure would have been engage the CJ, talk to the CJ, either in the form of a letter, personal letter to the CJ, or you meet her personally. Then I think this letter would have been the appropriate time for that letter they come out. But it was not like that. Okay. So immediately the letter went on social media. And let me tell you one thing. Many people that will see this letter, they feel say the action of Justice Halloway writing this letter, send her on social media, aim just for put the good reputation of the Honorable Chief Justice in disrepute.
So now Justice Halloway send the letter on social media.
So we see this letter.
But according to you now, you say we see this letter. You just don't confirm saying
we see this letter on social media. And in the midst of the people that where they copy, the one where they want to see public interest is what he says the victim. So the tendency for the other people that send that letter then on social media is slim.
Okay. Continue for the waiting inside the program, Moses Kamara, representative from the Judiciary of Salon.
Program Mr. Listeners in our Good Morning Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Today we look at the suspension of Justice Halloway and what this mean to the justice system. We get Claude Bame Davis from Lawyers Society, and also get Moses Kamara from the Judiciary of Salon. We can look at the process and procedure for suspend Justice Halloway. But when this issue been come up, my colleague Usman Kamara been talk to the president for Lawyers Society, we Nasuri Sengbe Mara Esquire, we according to them, they advise the president wrongly we make a suspend Justice Halloway, we make a call on them for reverse the suspension. It talk more to Usman Kamara.
We all been see the letter we've been posted on social media. He states a number of allegations against the Chief Justice. So what we will do as a society, because we not be one for put out any statement to know from the Chief Justice. So we wrote a letter to the Chief Justice on the 22nd day of August 2025. We say we don't see this allegation being paraded on social media. Things as lawyers want for the other side. We sent that letter. Unfortunately, we not get any response from the CJ. We sent another letter on the 5th of September, basically follow up. We also not get any response. So we expectation are that sometime they may look into the complaint where Justice Halloway narrates letter. Unfortunately, what we see now that State House being direct say the judge for be suspended. And it's concerning to the society. And I think we have stated 3 fundamental reasons. One, we think, say, the Judicial Legal Service Commission for don't look into the complaints by Justice Halloway.
Now, before we go further, Mr. Maga, what are the process and procedure we can use for suspending?
Yes, so basically the process now that if they get any grievance against you, Judge, the Judicial Legal Service Commission will sit and they make recommendation to President. Right? That recommendation to President Aki watch him and say, well, I want to let them investigate you for certain conduct. So this is not so much about the process, right? So we raise 3 fundamental issues because the process, if you let them follow, although we think, say, at the very tail end, the office of the presidency, strictly follow the law, and that happen even a Lara till PSC matter. They suspend a judicial officer. They suspend the Auditor General before you set up the tribunal. No, the law not say so. The Constitution is very clear. You just set up the tribunal first to trigger the suspension. So always in that case and in this case, the office of the presidency, they puts the cat before the horse. And that is not the law. So one fundamental issue will say, person no go don't write in complaint, he don't call the complaint, that person they wanna investigate. That's not natural justice. So we're saying, let we agree with Judicial Legal Service Commission, say Justice Halloway enough for them parade in complaint on social media, enough for them publish. Let we agree with them for a split second. Then they for dismiss illegitimate grievances. So the society say no. Una can look into in complaints, address the fact that you communicate your complaint wrongly. But I don't mean say for minimize the person grievance. Because we also note, say, beyond that one, nothing has been stated. So this man writes a whole 5-page allegation where I am not saying that what he say against CJ are true, no. But the only thing we go determine the veracity or otherwise of the allegation. Now, when CJ said for don't allow a process for investigate the allegation, if after all lengthy investigation and come out and say no, Justice Halloway just lie past CJ no more, he just tarnish in character, then they get every justification now for referral for disciplinary action. But you have not done that. Third position, now that if you don't treat a judge we come forward and hear out in grievance this way, other judge here will get legitimate grievance go afraid now. Say if I talk, now so then go do me. So we are not saying, and by the way, not get me wrong, the society, they say we don't believe Justice Halloway in own narration. They say when people then come forward with their grievances, however wrongly they communicate them, you read them. So the society, based on every consideration, don't say, let the office of the presidency reverse the suspension and then let it send back the complaint to the Judicial Legal Service Commission. Let them look into Justice Halloway complaint.
All right. Now, it's Alex over the past month or year, we don't see the justice sector then at the spotlight when it comes on constitutional issue. Firstly, we know say Lara get the status of judges if they want to remove them, but we see how they remove her. Now we don't come to Justice Halloway case. What does this mean for the justice sector if sideway people for seek justice there we don't begin see blunder they happen?
Yeah, so I mean it's good that you raise the issue there because interesting the way Lara happen. One panitine what tweet about now that if the judicial arm of government allow this action by the executive for go unchecked, they not correct them. I say mind you, the next people already come after the judges. Taste the prediction. It will happen. And this is what we continue to say as activists them. We do one bad and then people shut their eyes to that bad day. You need a taste safe for let that bad day get a ripple effect or multiplying safe. We make it difficult for remove Auditor General. We make it really difficult. We check them powers and the way the executive arm of government will exercise. It means they offer protection also to the judicial benches. There's so much to be done in the judiciary, anybody we go give any glorious pass to the judiciary, I think say, no, really honest, there's so much work to be done. And believe you me, then constitutional issues are where they come off every time, and the way the courts they behave to them, now go either heighten the hopes of the people of Sierra Leone or continue for sink their hopes in the.
All right, so you think say the executive don't start for the use the other arm of government as they want?
I don't think say that today. They started a long time. And I think say somehow, somewhat, where constitution give powers, you need to wait for like executive kind of respect them powers. Now you need defend them powers indeed. Now you need exercise them. Because the executive full of politicians, and politicians they want to get their way all the time. So now you will then give power, now you assert that power, then control it. Because once you allow politicians and vote in and out, it means that they water down their powers, and then the security where the constitution provide for you, then they eventually dismantle them. It means say executive politicians they parade the corridors and then they control the affairs of judiciary, which should not be the case.
All right, so I want to call on the president for consider for reverse this action, if not.
As lawyers, we'll not tell you anything at the next port of call, but just know say we trust that the Attorney General, who's an honorable gentleman, go advise the presidency say in this case let them consider for reverse, because also we reverse you they de-escalate tensions within the judiciary.
You not think say maybe the president don't get the wrong information for taking this decision?
Yeah, I think I tweeted. I think say they wrongly advised the president. And mind you, sometimes you can blame the presidency, but they're not can get all the facts.
Well, that's the president for Lawyers Society, Suri Sengbe Marabini, talked to Usman Kamara and said I interviewed the Claude Bami Davis with the only done little bits. We come to Moses from the judiciary. He gets to respond to some of the concerns with Suri Sengbe Mara raised. And one of them are that suspension without a tribunal, then get issue with that, and they call on the president for reverse the suspension.
It's very, very unfortunate that Mara is not here, because we don't pose a question, say, with this provision, because he's specifically referencing 137.
You can post on to Bami.
Yes.
It's from Law Society.
Okay, you are representing
Lawyer
your
Society,
president.
yes.
Fine. Now, section 137, specifically in the reference 5A of it, you understand? Okay, 5 the try for talk say, section 5 the try for talk say, if the Judicial and Legal Service Commission represent to the president, in other words, advise the president for remove a judge, or if then they suspend a judge, then a tribunal has to be set up. You understand? So they say the president, acting in consultation with the Judicial and Legal Service Commission, shall appoint a tribunal which shall consist of a chairman and 2 other members, all of whom shall be person qualified to have held office as a judge of the Superior Court. I want to tell Bami and the Law Society that a commission has been set up.
Mean the tribunal?
Even the tribunal has been set up even before the letter comes. You understand? No, I'm coming, please. The letter, we get the letter. You understand? So the only thing, when certain set of people think that the only way they can get information and respond to it is through social media, they will try and forget this. But I feel say if they make an issue saying due process or constitution, there is a breach of constitutional procedure, once that suspension letter we then see, because that letter was sent to few people and yet still it went out. I saw it on social media as well.
You mean the suspension?
The suspension letter. I saw it on social media.
Other than people and the way they send them to, we later on leak on social media.
You get the send them to the copy the CJ, then copy the accountant general, the HRMO, then copy the master and registrar. So all of a sudden, me see this letter on social media. You understand? It was somebody that sent it to me. And the previous letter of Honorable Justice Halloway, I see on social media. But waiting at the trial for say, when those 2 letters, immediately when the commission of inquiry letter with in accordance with 5A of 137. You understand? When it come, immediately after that, the suspension letter come. And me, they tell the Lawyer Society, say, there is a tribunal and an appointment has been done of people that will get for preside on this matter. But let me tell you one thing. When you appoint people then for preside on a matter, you not until when you they just let go like that.
The Lawyer Society gets issue that the suspension come even with before setting up the tribunal or even the tribunal advising.
No, then gets an issue, say section 137 5A, we say the president in consultation therefore don't set a tribunal. You understand? Therefore don't set a commission, a tribunal, you understand, before the suspension. So me they authoritatively tell them, say a tribunal was set and an appointment of those that will be presiding on that tribunal. There is a letter to that effect.
So would that
before
the
suspension
chairperson for this tribunal?
No, I won't name it.
Why?
But me, I won't name it. But me, they tell you, say, authoritatively tell you, say, the right approach in accordance with section 137 5A, the president follow them. There's a letter to the effect. Let them do further research in relation to that.
Okay, like I tell you, Bami, quick one, yes. Una concern is that yes. Una concern that tribunal was not set up and the procedures were not followed according to Moses. These are all not true.
That is our position. That is our position. Now, when you look at the letter, the letter of suspension addressed to the judge, this is a judge of the highest court. The content of the letter says, pursuant to the provisions of section 137 subsection 6 of the Constitution of Sierra Leone 1991, and acting in accordance with the advice of the Judicial and Legal Service Commission at a meeting held on 5th September 2025, I write to convey that His Excellency the President hereby suspends you as a judge of the Superior Court of Judicature with immediate effect until the outcome of a disciplinary tribunal instituted to investigate your conduct. Nothing in this letter states that we have established the tribunal pursuant to this to the provision of the Constitution, and the tribunal will be looking into the alleged misconduct for which you are suspended. Nothing stops the author of this letter to have been. Everything is shrouded in secrecy.
No, that can be communicated.
No, this is
singular.
This is the letter.
No, there's another letter. And let me tell you
let us see that letter.
Let me tell you the people that will be presiding.
Let us see that letter. In the absence of that,
you cannot.
But in the absence, we have written two letters.
A press release of that.
No, this is not a press release.
No, you are a concern without doing due diligence.
We have done.
No, you have not.
Let us refer to what
you have not.
We have done two letters on the office of the Chief Justice. And we have not been accorded with any response.
With reference to section 137 subsection 5A, you are saying the president did not follow the due process, and I'm telling you, it is not how you want it.
But what
you want that all of this should be in one letter.
No, I'm not saying.
No,
I'm not saying
what you are saying.
So you can equally send us the letter or the establishment of the tribunal.
Let's have this letter. Let's have this letter.
There's no tribunal. You can shut us up
immediately after here.
So Moses, let us see the members of the tribunal.
Yes. Give me the name of the people.
You get Justice Bangura. 2, you get Mr. Robin Mason. And 3, you get Mr. Gabidon. These are the people that will preside on that tribunal.
When they set the tribunal, when it was set, when they set the tribunal up, that is paramount too.
You want the letter? Is that not true?
Yes. You have to represent the judiciary. It is good. If I have to take my words back, I will take my words back.
Moses, just forget things here. Moses, when actually
you
set up the
social media
tribunal
for information.
Moses,
We've written 2 letters to the judiciary. We've written 2 letters.
Mr. Bami,
We've written 2 letters.
Hold on. Moses, just forget things clear. when una set up the tribunal.
I don't make this clear, say, not when the president, you understand, the president was advised on the misconduct. One, it is clear that if a judge is not sick, you understand, if his suspension come in, now issue of misconduct, it's very clear. So the president acts in accordance with 5A of section 37.
Moses, when they set up this tribunal,
the tribunal letter come
before the suspension.
before, I think 1 hour, not even think, 1 hour.
Why?
The letter, the suspension letter come.
Why they keep the tribunal from the public and establish or publish the suspension letter?
Well, I think the tribunal never seek any public interest.
Why?
No, any public sympathy, sorry.
It's not seeking
No.
public sympathy.
No.
The public.
So why the two letters were out? Why the two letters were out? Why the letter of Justice Halloway was making rounds on social media? Then the other question is,
Somebody was
why
saying,
the letter of
somebody was saying that because
no,
of
I am
failed to
coming.
address the
I am
issue,
coming.
make it send on
Okay,
social
I'm
media.
coming. Then why the letter of suspension was also on social media?
That's
But
electoral
why the
rather than the
letter of
judiciary,
the
because now
no,
people
I'm
in the judiciary
coming.
then copy
No, we
that. Now somebody
no,
wanna
I'm
copy
coming.
send on social
No,
media.
listen. It was not. Listen, we were copied. The CJ was copied. You understand? Other people were copied, but we are saying why on the same copy, you understand, the letter for the tribunal did not go out, because that letter cannot seek public sympathy.
Can I
don't
please
think that-
refer to a constitutional provision?
Let me just one before we come over to you. Now, Moses, the tribunal for setup before suspension, because waiting the tribunal pull nine.
That the recommendation of the tribunal, and they remove
But
the
now in
judge.
this case,
Now they
una
remove
don't
the judge.
suspend, then una don't set up tribunal. This is really confusing.
Okay,
Mr. Bale,
let me
yes,
read section.
Yes, let me just
Quickly,
address.
let I read section.
that section,
Quickly,
please.
let I read section 137 subsection 6, where it's like all in letters, you understand, which the reference as well. It says, we are the question of removing a judge of the Superior Court of Judicature from office has been referred to a tribunal. You understand? Now the tribunal has been set up
Under
and
subsection 5,
no,
yes.
the tribunal has been set up, you understand, under subsection 5. You understand? So subsection 5 are always telling us, say it has been set up, it comes before the suspension, which it is their own issue, and I've made it clear.
Okay.
You understand?
So this is
Then I'm coming. The president may
Let us Moses
suspend.
read and
You understand? Once you set up the tribunal, the president has set up the tribunal, then obviously the president may suspend.
So, na set up the tribunal
what I
before
say-
na suspend?
Yeah, the president, not the judiciary.
So when the president suspend, now
set up-
when the president suspend, now una set up the tribunal, or una set up the
no,
tribunal before
yes,
the president
the
suspend.
president, listen, the president has the right to suspend upon consultation with the Judicial and Legal Service Commission. That is section 5 of 137.
Continue
So
for the
it is
inside the
clear.
program, Moses.
Yes,
But
let me,
wetin the law say?
in fact, this is just clear indication, say, this provision has not been followed, or these provisions have not been followed. Now, this subsection 6 of section 137, where they deal with the tenure of judges, it say, where the question of removing a judge of the Superior Court of Judicature from office has been referred to the tribunal. So, there has to have been the tribunal. And then the question of removing this judge, let us use Justice Halloway now, has arisen. They don't say we for pull Justice Halloway as judge. Then they refer him to the tribunal. Then it is thereafter that the president should suspend the judge. Let them show us where the question of removing Justice Halloway has arisen. Who that don't recommend Dande before the president can suspend. That is clearly. So section 6.
What you said?
Now, where the question of removing a judge of the Superior Court of Judicature from office has been referred to the tribunal. We have not seen anything that there is a referral to a tribunal by the Judicial and Legal Service Commission that the question of removing Justice Halloway is
Moses said the letter in
it's wrong.
No, wait.
No, you're getting it
Then
wrong
the
because
president, it is after the tribunal. We, as far as we know, there has not been any tribunal. The tribunal has not decided on anything. Now when they suspend and they say pending the investigations of the tribunal.
But I mean, this issue,
pending the investigation.
I think you
Moses
are
Alcam.
this thing wrong.
No,
Back to the investigation.
I've just read the provision.
You are getting this wrong.
People advise the president wrongly because Lara get a status of just like George if they want to remove her.
Yes,
but
get secure tenure.
In the last case of Lara, and the same thing we see, then concern there. Is it that they advise the president the wrong way? Because the justice sector suppose for the follow the law, they're not there above. And
yes,
in this case, we don't see,
exactly.
This now
the reason why we always the talk say. I mean, you should not be in any haste to do things. The provisions are there in the Constitution. We are not, as we always maintain, we are not here to protect an individual. We're here to protect the law. If you don't take, you see, because again, and then put the cat before the horse for Lara. This is what we're seeing again.
No.
Moses, a minute.
It is wrong,
Bami, now, according to Moses,
after suspension.
Moses don't say what I say. Moses, please let me come. So, Bami, Moses don't say that the tribunal was set before even the suspension.
Let them provide us with that. Let them provide us with it. I will take my words back if we see a letter of
Moses will go make tribunal letter public for the suspension
and the in as much as
will make this letter public.
The date. Let us see the date as I am seated here.
Listen, I'm coming.
I'll take my words back.
Please, for the fact that they failed to do due diligence, we will ensure that you have a copy of that letter.
Moses, we have stated that this medium say we don't write two letters. No, you can say we not do due diligence. When we have written two letters to the judiciary, to the chief justice, it will be unfair to us to say that. It will be unfair to us. No, sir. We wrote two letters.
And you mislead the
okay, we will publish our letters now. We have decided not to publish the two letters we wrote to the chief justice. Now that he's saying we never did.
No, I didn't say. No.
Alright, Bami and Moses, una hold on.
Commission of Inquiry.
We'll come back shortly. We'll come back to the program.
Moses will come back to the program.
So, General.
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue the country from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM, and we come to Moses as you earlier been the state a letter dated 3rd September 2010 we then being suspend Halloway again, Justice Halloway, and a letter again in September this year. Moses Halloway is being suspended. Why is it that Justice Halloway is being suspended by two regime or two different people?
Yes, obviously documental evidence as the letter the speak owner gets. See, in 2010 September 3rd, the then President Ernest Bai Koroma be suspended Justice Halloway for administrative misconduct, and in fact that suspension they in go for almost 5 years 6 months. He was on suspension for administrative misconduct, and in this September as well he gets a letter on that same grounds to be investigated by a tribunal. So this is not the first time.
When the suspension come, the phrase where they use that Halloway, Justice Halloway suspended for speaking truth to power. Is it that he don't always say the fact we make each regime get issue with them?
No, who's waiting say whose letter we say so?
That's not a letter.
No,
the slogan is that
it was
not
an
a letter.
article. It was an article written by Concord Times. That is somebody's opinion. You understand? But with the talk say, like for instance in 2010, there are also letters wherein at the end of it in get for tender an apology, say he acknowledged that what he did was wrong. So let us wait and see whether because the committee, the tribunal has been set up, and then we commence their work, you understand, and the outcome will be made public. But we only know, say, the action of the president is in line with the constitution.
When the tribunal they start for it?
Pretty soon.
Pretty soon, timeline, no?
No, pretty soon, that I can tell you. But I want to make it clear.
And waiting at the mandates or the terms of
Now for
reference of the tribunal.
now for investigate the conduct of the judge. You understand, whether it's in line with constitutional provision or not. But I want to make it clear to people and when they listen to we see every provision that is section 137 subsection 5 that the president acts on the advice of the Judicial and Legal Service Commission, that is one, and subsection 5A, as the Lawyer Society gets an issue with it, may they tell them, say, the president in consultation with the Judicial and Legal Service Commission does set a tribunal, and you get Justice Bangura, you get Mr. Gabidon, and you get Mr. Robin Mason, where they are experienced lawyers. Now that tribunal.
What's the timeline of this investigation? Because somebody is on suspension now.
Well, obviously, we will make a known toner, but.
And they don't try the Lawyer Society, they challenge you and now say there is no tribunal set before the suspension.
Yes.
No,
now when I go make this letter public for prove them wrong that there was a tribunal before the suspension.
No, we not going to make them public.
Why?
You understand? We not going to make them public. But me don't name the name. Say, I don't tell and say, if in one see the letter, let him come. You understand? Me they show the letter.
If me want see the letter now,
don't become a public matter now.
I'm coming.
If me want see the letter.
No, if you want to see the letter, what is wrong about you? The office of the president, the office of the president, the head press secretary, not so. You can reach him and affirm.
So what about Salon people able to reach this?
No, but that is why you are serving as interface. The problem with Bami and the Lawyer Society, they not do due diligence, forget this letter.
Right.
We mean they assure they say
even if this man they on suspension now, but still when I get for Guillaume waiting due till investigation done.
Obviously, I think when somebody there on suspension, it depends on waiting the HRM will conduct say. You understand? Which I cannot comment because I'm not to offend with them. You understand? But I know say if anybody they set up a tribunal and you are found wanting, you they lose your benefits and other facilities then.
Okay.
Continue
for doing inside.
There's certain suspension we can go with emoluments. It can be half. There's no hard and fast rule say if you're suspended you should lose all your emoluments. No, some conditionally can say, well, you will be paid half salary, or you will be still paid your salary but suspended from office. So
Moses, in this case, what in the rule? They receive half.
I'm not talking about the suspension.
No, this suspension
I'm
away.
saying at the
emoluments.
end. No, I'm saying at the end of the day. You understand?
Now, as it stands, they get them half in them. We forget when they under suspension.
No, I cannot tell now.
Why?
But normally, even on anti-corruption cases, if somebody judicial staff is suspended, and they get almost half of his salary.
If you not been getting away in active service, what's in that assurance?
Well, we not go say no be get up because that's an allegation.
But these are allegations that we
No, that's an
but we're not able to prove them.
That's an allegation.
Alright, ma'am. But me, somebody in our Facebook page say Justice Halloway been the part of the other judges that women they do the wrong things them, and by now the wrong things the women they part of do affect them. You believe in that?
Again, when I come to the station, I say we're not here to sort of protect or fight for Justice Halloway. Even the vilest offender entitled to a defense if it come across like it's an infringement on the constitutional provision.
Okay.
So we're here to uphold the rule of law.
Whether
not the most wicked man in the world, nine and they treat so now, so because he been wicked, he been bad, we know for defend them. No, that is not what the law says. The law not say it's only for the good people.
Right.
It's for the good and the bad.
Waiting next for Lawyer Society. If they no reverse,
we will not state what we will do next, but we will take this up, and we believe that the Attorney General, because we don't call on them, go take necessary. Now, make we don't ask in we press statement say a remission of this matter to the Judicial and Legal Service Commission. Now then get this responsibility for make sure say they handle this matter properly. The president is not a lawyer. The president is acting or working on the advice of the Judicial and Legal Service Commission. We say they have not dealt with it properly, but it's still not late. This matter could be remitted to them, and then they could do what is right.
Quickly, is it that the Legal Service Commission advised the president wrongly?
From what we see, yes, we can say the president was wrongly advised. We don't know, who advised the president, but he was wrongly advised.
Plenty thank you for joining inside the program this morning. A name na Claude Bami Davis, in a representative from Lawyer Society, assuming they will look at the suspension of a senior judge, Justice Halloway.